This is how I stay on budget. This is how I manage to pay all the bills. This is how I manage to remember to pay all the bills on time. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the beginning of my savings, budgeting, and YouTube journey. I am here to represent the hardworking, currently low-income single parents, but hopefully not for long. On this channel, I experiment with different budgeting styles, saving goals, and I share the strategies I learn as I go. So if that sounds interesting at all to you, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to follow my journey. All right, welcome back everybody. So the last video we did do our budget cheat sheet. So we're going to use this cheat sheet. I love this thing. I couldn't live without it. We're going to use this to do our December monthly budget. Monthly budgets are new to me. I think I started doing them in August, but I always recommend watching the videos just from the start, just to show you, if you're new to budgeting, how things can change frequently and how I've grown to the point where I am a little bit better at budgeting every month, and I also budget bi-weekly because I'm obsessed. This is how I stay on budget. This is how I manage to pay all the bills. This is how I manage to remember to pay all the bills on time. So another tip that I have for paying the bills is I pay the bills on payday. So whatever bills are due within pay period A, which is the first time that I get paid in a month, I make sure to pay them all on payday if I can, except for the ones that come out automatically, like Amazon and Netflix. Those come out on their own. I couldn't figure out a way to change that. I think that's just how it's set up. And these asterisks here, if you didn't see that video, I recommend watching it. These asterisks here just show the ones that are not automatic so that I remember I have to go in and manually pay those. So let's start with December's budget. I won't spend too much time on that because there's a whole video on it. So for December, I have these new little budget sheets. So we're going to do December's budget right on here. Well, we'll do the calendar on here. So December goes from December 6th through January 2nd of 2024. So that's the month for me, and that's because the first payday is on the 6th for December and the second payday is on the 20th. So I'm going to fill this out really quickly and show you how that budget works for me. Okay, and then we have to go into January as well, only because that has some bills that we need to pay with November's budget. So that means this starts on Monday. I don't have the neatest handwriting. I just don't. You get what you pay for here. So we're just gonna go to the 3rd because that'll be the first paycheck of January. And we do have some bills due on the 1st and the 2nd that will be paid with December's budget, like I said. So let's highlight our paydays. Okay, so the payday is the 6th and the 20th. I'm not going to decorate this. I'm not going to decorate this because this is my budget. This will be my budget binder, and I will decorate December in my planner, but I don't need to do that here. So let's fill in the bills first, and we're going to use our cheat sheet here to do that. I don't know if that made the light better or worse. All right, so the first thing we're going to put is grocery and allowance on the paydays because they don't really have a due date. So we're going to put grocery and allowance. So 200. And right here is, there we go. And I just do this so that I remember to plug them in to my expenses down here. Again, this is just a cheat sheet that I got, not cheat sheet. This is just a budget sheet that I made for myself. What else do we have? Half of the mortgage is every paycheck as well, so we'll put that in there on the paydays. So half mortgage for 30 here, and half mortgage for 30 here. Okay, and then on the 1st, mark this out so that I remember that this is the first paycheck. So all the bills that are due within this time frame, that first week, are paid already with November's budget. So the mortgage for January is right here. That's what we're paying. $860. We're just splitting it up into these paychecks here. Okay, next we have, let's make sure we put utilities in here for B, the extra utility payment. So let's see, utilities for $20, because I want to make sure that doesn't get lost, because it can. The first, we have the mortgage, we have the utilities. Car insurance is due on the 2nd. And that's $118. On the 3rd is internet. So we're going to pay the internet with this pay period, $55. And debt for the B paycheck is due on the 21st. I'm just going to do it in rows. Debt or Discover, which is my credit card. Just put credit card, $50. Okay, and then we have Amazon, which is $8. No, $8 on the 12th. So Amazon. Netflix is also $8. That's due on the 13th. 14th is when the utilities is actually due. And this month it is actually, is it 161 or 162? So I checked the app for my utilities and it's actually 160 and some change. So we're just gonna put 161, but we're splitting that. So we're paying 140 here. I'd say 141 here. So we're paying 141 here, and then we're paying the other 20 right here. I'm just gonna put it in parentheses so I know how much it actually is. Phone bill, this is a busy week for bills, $60. And then student loan here, $30. Okay, did I get everything in there? Oh, and I also have the water bill, which is about $57. It's going to be paid with the sinking fund though, so I don't really have to count this in the budget. And on the 7th, we have Klarna, which is $7. And that's the last Klarna payment. So I do want to highlight the debts in yellow. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. That definitely bled. Credit card and student loan. Yep, that bled a little bit. That's all right. All right, so then we're going to fill out paycheck A and paycheck B. So let me see if I use my cheat sheet. Will all the bills be paid in time? So grocery and allowance and mortgage, yes. Amazon, yes. Netflix, yes. That would be paid all within this first pay period. Utilities is due. No, I'd have to pay all of utilities. I'd have to pay that 161 and the phone bill. So the only thing that I have to add on is the extra $20 for the utilities, because otherwise it would not all be paid in time. It'll be different next month because we will have paid $20 in advance for next month. So let's figure out A. So A paycheck is December 6th. B is December 20th. So in A we have just the star because it's not due. You have grocery, mortgage, and allowance. So 200, 430, and 20. Then we have Klarna on the 7th. Water bill we're skipping because, like I said, the money is already in the bank waiting to pay for that, which I should just pay that now. On the 12th, we have Amazon. And then these little circles here, I almost said arrows. These circles here are for when I pay it and when it comes out. So like Klarna, when I pay it, when it comes out. The things basically that I have to pay manually, this is what those are for. All right, so let's calculate how much paycheck A would be. That would be $924. And out of that, I'd like to subtract the debt just because I like to know the difference. So that's $894. Okay, and then paycheck B, we're gonna do the same. So grocery, no due date, 200. Allowance, we're still going to do that extra for utilities because that'll help us in the next month. $20. So we'll just leave that in the bank account. And then mortgage, that's when I actually have to pay it. That's due on the 1st. Debt, $50 on the 21st. So credit card, $50. We're going to try to pay more than that. So we're going to try to pay $70. So $70 to $75 so that we can finish that off. That should be what the balance is by then. And then we're also going to pay the mortgage already taken care of in these two. So car insurance and internet. Car insurance on the 2nd. So 1-2. Car insurance, $118. And then on the 3rd is internet for I think $55. All right. So what's this? All right, we'll go with the minimum. If we can pay extra, we'll worry about paying extra. So $893 here. And the debt here is the, oh, I forgot. This should be $37 because Klarna's in there. Debt here is $50. That's $843. Let's see. 887. Okay, so total for the month for my fixed expenses is the $924 plus the $893, $1817. So a little bit more than usual. And then for the debt, we have 50 plus 37, $87 in debt. All right, so I put the total in there. That includes $87 in debt. Let's figure out December's budget breakdown and how we're going to afford paying all this. And I do this on paper because I have to figure out the math. I guess I really didn't need to do it with that cheat sheet now. Makes it a lot easier. 1, 2, 24. Okay. So we're going to do our income estimates first. I hate trying to write this way. It just feels unnatural. First paycheck is paycheck A, which will be on December 6th. We're going to estimate that that paycheck will be $14.75 because I did a lot of overtime. And this one, we're going to guess it's going to be just $1,400. So total for the month, we're guessing that we're going to work with $28.75. So that should be good enough to get everything paid. I'm just going to mark this as income estimates. This is the monthly income estimate. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that we take out of that $28.75 is the savings. So every time that I get paid, automatically the $175 comes out. So first, during that first pay period, that comes out, and the second pay period, it comes out. So total for the month, it's $350. I don't need to do that math. So pay yourself first. So that comes into the automatic savings. No, $28.75 minus $350, $25.25. Okay, next thing that comes out is our fixed expenses, and we've already done the math there. We know that our fixed expenses total $18.17, but I like to do debt separately, so $17.30 for our fixed expenses, and I will make sure to arrow these out and give you guys the breakdown once I'm done. $25.25 minus $17.30, $7.95. I also have some events coming up this month that I want to make sure I put in there. So let me see. I'm just going to write it with this one. I have an event here. I have the Secret Santa You can barely see that. I'm sorry. Secret Santa. So I have to have $20 for that. And then I have to park here, here, and here. So I'll have to remember to have money for parking here, here, and here. So normally I park in a lot that's free for the moment. I think it's free for the next year, I believe. I do have some back pay for another parking that I had. They weren't taking out of my paycheck, so I'm just going to pay that when I get my income tax refund. I'm not going to worry about that right now. They're not worried about it. It doesn't have a monthly fee or anything. You just have to eventually pay it. So, and this I have to park these days. So I'll have to figure out how much I want to budget for that. But we have to do the bills first. If I have to walk and park super far away where it's free, I'll do that. I'm not worried about that too much. But I did want to plug that into my calendar so I remember. Okay, the next thing for after fix is the debt. So the debt includes the $57. Nope, 87, sorry. $87 for debt. So that's for the credit card, the student loan, and Klarna. Total $87. But I want to try to pay more, so we'll see what we can do by the time we're done with this. I like to do the math first with the basics, and then I can figure out the rest. Okay, and next would be our variable expenses. So we said $250 goes in there. Actually, but for the month, it would be $500. Because $250 goes in every 2 weeks. So we're gonna take out $500. That leaves us with $208. And we wanna put our always fund, wanna put money in there. So multiply that by 2, it's gonna be $150. That leaves us with $58. So this is always fund is a priority because these things all need to be paid eventually. So I kind of put a little by little in there. I do have a hair fund in my always fund, but it's full right now and it's looking like nobody calls me back for hair appointments. So I'm doing it myself still. For my daughter. Okay, so we have $58. I do want to always try to get this savings challenge done. Every time I get paid, it's looking like I'm not going to be able to do it twice this month. Or maybe I will. So we can afford to do the 34 and 32 because that'd be $66, which is more than I have here. But what we could do is the largest number and the smallest here. So we could do $38. That's what I'm going to do. That way, each paycheck, I can still get some in there. So $38 for our succulent challenge, or savings challenge. That should leave us with $20. It does. So the $20 would have to be for, oh no, I have gift. So I can use the gift sinking fund for the Secret Santa. So that's good. I'll use the gift sinking fund for that. I always like to put my notes for myself. So use gift sinking fund. That'll be perfect. Why did I put a C for sinking fund? And this here, we're gonna use the sinking fund that I've already put back in the bank last pay period. Perfect. Okay, so now we just have to figure out how we're gonna do parking. So parking will have to be taken out of one of the variable funds. So when I get paid and I put the $250 in every pay period, I'll have to figure out which one of these will pay for parking. Probably miscellaneous or personal. That's okay. Plan for $20 for parking. And if it's more than that, like I said, it can come out of personal or miscellaneous. So that means no sinking funds are getting any money today besides the always fund. But that's okay. I won't say today. But that's okay for the month. If for any reason this paycheck is more or that paycheck, I always try to do overtime. These include overtime, but it's the minimum of what I would do for overtime. And that might change for the next few months because, you know, they're a little bit more strict on overtime right now. But that is December's budget. I'm going to fan these out to show you the breakdown of how I do the rest of the zero-based budget. This is a zero-based budget, which means every dollar that I plan to get paid has a job of where it will go. That way there are no mistakes. There's no reason for me to spend too much anywhere. So let's do the breakdowns. So 200 goes into the emergency savings, which is 100 every pay period, 50 every pay period for my daughter's savings, and 50 goes into my car note. If you haven't watched that video, take a look. It's very helpful. That's how I pay my car note every month, in an account that I have a large amount in already, and this kind of just supplements that payment. So that's how the savings is broken down. Fixed expenses, $17.30. That's going to include all of these. And when I do my budget breakdown, actually, I could have checked today, but I haven't checked so far how much my paycheck for Wednesday will be. I can do that later today. I have other stuff that I have to do today. Look, I'm already messing up. So groceries for the month, since it's 200 every pay period, is 400 now. It's a lot more than it was before, but so are the groceries. Mortgages, $860. Allowance for the month is going to be $40. We have Klarna will put in debt. Amazon. Car insurance. Okay, let's see if this zeroes out, if I did the math correctly for the fixed expenses. It doesn't. Where's it? Oh, that $20 is, where is that $20? $20 is right here because we have extra for utility. There it is. That zeroes out. Perfect. Okay. And then debt, we have $87. 50 goes to the credit card, and we can't pay more right now, so it might not get paid in December, but I will put myself a note that if there's any extra money, it needs to go to parking and debt. Let me do that now. Okay, that'll be the priority. Okay, 50 for that, 7 for Klarna, and 30 for student loans. So I don't know if you haven't seen that video. Sometimes if you skip a video or you miss a video, not that you have to watch all of them, I try to make sure that I keep you up to date. So the student loan, I did pay $90 on it last month with the sinking fund that I've been saving up for months, but they didn't disperse it over the next few months like I was hoping. But instead of calling to make sure they change it, I'm just gonna keep paying it. It's gotta be paid eventually anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. The more, the better. So 500 for variables means we'll do 100 in personal. My cheat sheet to help again. Home, 70 for the month. Gas is 100 for the month. So I have to multiply each of these by 2 because this is bi-weekly. And miscellaneous is going to be 60. So it should zero out. Let's make sure. It does. Okay, always fund. So same thing here. This is written down by bi-weekly, so I have to multiply them by 2, of course, because each paycheck will get money. So this is my home saving binder or sinking fund. So I'll either go to home repairs or to a lawnmower that I'm saving up for. There we go, zeros out, perfect. Okay, savings challenge is gonna be $38 for the savings challenge. So sometimes this is more than one savings challenge. This is all gonna go to the succulent challenge. So that's my priority one. Every time I get paid, I try to put something in there. And then parking is kind of self-explanatory. Right, so that's it. That's December's budget. We are ready for the month. Let's hope and pray that the paychecks are at least this month. What I also like to do is prep my closeout. All right, so this will fill out at the end of the month for December. Okay, and that's just so that I can quickly look back, as always, for my closeout to see how much I actually spent versus what I planned. Again, like I said, we'll do November's closeout and see November's budget for the month was $2,800. So this is a little bit more for December. Seriously, if I was not doing this budgeting thing, I would not have finally come to the decision that I have to make more money. I have to. If I want my daughter to have the things that she needs, and for us to build a future and to invest and for retirement, I just have to get a leg up. And honestly, I just think I deserve to. I think everyone who works hard and tries their best and, you know, shows up and tries to educate themselves and goes above and beyond, they should be, you know, used to the best of their ability by the company that they work for. But, you know, we'll see. I love my job. I do. I really like the people that I work with. I like what I do. It's a lot of work sometimes, but it's challenging. So I actually like a challenge. If you're like me and you have ADHD, I have ADD, but apparently they don't call it that anymore. ADD is a little different. ADD is attention deficit disorder. So I don't usually have the hyperactivity, which, you know, some people would disagree with. But technically, I don't have the hyperactivity portion of it. Girl, where is the holes? It's right here. So yeah. But so a challenge kind of just keeps me interested in what I'm doing. So I do like it. I like the people I work with, which is a lot of people can't say that. So very happy and blessed to say that. I have found, you know, someone said, or some book I was reading or podcast I was listening to said that, I don't even remember where I heard this. Maybe a TikTok. I don't know. I don't even watch TikTok. Maybe it was on YouTube. They said that God doesn't give you more until you appreciate what you have. And I think that's very true. I'm very grateful for what I have. And slowly the abundance is just building up. I am trying to take care of what I have. I'm grateful for what I have. I, you know, make sure that I am thankful and I am always, you know, focusing on the positive, because there's always positive. If you watch my videos from the beginning of the year, the beginning of the year started real rough. I had a leak, a pipe break in my basement, so my basement was flooding. I had a tree break my fence, so that had to get fixed. And then we got in a car crash, so that was great. But I have a new car now that we actually love more than the other one. It's going to be better for us in the wintertime because it's an SUV. And I got the basement fixed. Oh, I didn't tell you guys that story. I'm gonna have to do a story time. I guess I have a few story times in here, but they came back out and they did fix it. They had some guys that were, you know, more experienced, so they fixed it. They actually did a little bit extra, so I'm very happy about that. So I can sand it and paint it down, and hopefully that'll all look a lot nicer. So that's the plan for 2024. Oh, I didn't go over the goals. Here are my goals. I'll let you read them. Basically, I want to make at least $150 in YouTube revenue for December. I made my goal for November, but we'll go over that when we do November closeout. I want to make sure I use my planner daily, if not at least 3 times a week. I want to make sure I film and upload a short at least once a week. I set up a filming routine, a new cheat sheet, which I just did with you guys, and I want to pay off the credit card. So that one, we'll see. Hopefully we can do that. and just some updates. The Etsy shop has a sale right now. For me, I have an Etsy shop. There's one thing on there, which is my sinking funds savings tracker. I do use that every month. So it's a printable, so you can use it as many times as you want to on that same sheet. So $3 one time right now. Usually it's $3.50, but if you use this code I'm subscribed without the E at the end, 23, you can get that until the end of the year. And I also want to make new midweek review forms. Oh, I have to calculate how much my new pay will be starting in January. So that's it for me today, for real this time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy saving, and always remember, it is about progression and not about perfection. Thanks for watching. Happy saving. Bye.